Only musician from the African continent to be selected. The orchestra will gather for an international course that will be taking place between the 28th of June and the 6th of July in Norway. Charles joins us now from our Sea Point studios to tell us more about her selections. Sia, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
What does it mean to you personally to have been chosen to be part of the World Orchestra? I imagine it must be a big deal, though.
Yeah, wow. It was such an honor and a privilege. And I've always loved playing in a big band setting and getting to know people from different cultures. So this, for me, was a perfect opportunity. I'm very grateful for it as well.
How did it come about? Tell us about how your selection came about.
Oh, so they had about 100 applicants from young musicians between the ages of 18 and 26 from all around the world. And from those 100 applications, they selected 17 musicians. We had to submit recordings of ourselves as well as recommendation letters and some of the ensembles that we've played with in the past. And through that, there was a preliminary process where they selected applicants.
Okay, so where does this love for music come from? And I mean the trombone of all the instruments. Why the trombone?
I took a liking to the trombone because it wasn't so common.
Yeah.
I know a lot of ladies would run away from brass instruments. They liked flute, clarinets, but I drew to the trombone because it's unique, it's a bit quirky, and I just had a natural inclination for it. I learned it very quickly, and my mother loves jazz. My grandfather was a jazz musician who played trumpets and saxophone. So I think the love for music also stemmed from that side as well.
Okay, so you've also been selected for a 2-year master's in music degree at Georgia. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh wow, that was an incredible opportunity that literally landed at my doorstep. Dr. Gordon Vernick, the head of jazz at Georgia State University, saw me playing at a jam session in one of the small jazz clubs called Swingers here in Cape Town, and he was very happy with what he heard, and then he asked me to apply, and since then I've received a tuition scholarship as well to go over that side.
So what's your relationship with the trombone? Do you remember your first meeting with this instrument?
Yes, I do, actually.
Yeah.
My music teacher himself, Graham Bayer, is a trombone player. He studied jazz at UCT as well. And there were a bunch of us who were gathering together to try out some instruments. I tried out the French horn, the euphonium, and when I picked up the trombone, it just made sense.
Yeah.
So that's how it started.
All right. So what are you looking forward to the most on this trip?
I'm looking forward to growing, not only as a musician, but as a person, as a composer, as an arranger. Our conductor, Erlen Skomsvold, is absolutely amazing. He's a multi-instrumentalist. He's an amazing writer and arranger, and he's worked with some of the biggest names in the jazz industry. So I'm looking so forward to drawing as much knowledge as I can from him and from the different members of the band. We have guys from all over the world, Australia, the States. We have guys from Spain, Israel. It's really a great mix of musicians.
All right, so having represented your country locally and abroad, what are some of the highlights that stand out for you?
I think for me, one of the greatest highlights was touring with the Standard Bank National Youth Jazz Band in 2012. We went on a tour to Sweden. That was amazing because if we weren't traveling, we were playing, and if we weren't playing, we were traveling or sleeping. So that really taught me how to get my longevity up and to work in a setting of different musicians. And it was quite a challenge because every day you're challenged to be more and more innovative and to come up with new ideas and not play the same thing the same way. That was definitely one of my highlights.
I mean, and speaking to a lot of musicians and their travels a lot, usually they'll tell you about how, you know, meeting different people and traveling influences the musician that they are today. What is the case? What is it in your case?
For me, I must say, traveling to Africa, to different countries in Africa, such as Nigeria and Mozambique, was amazing. I discovered how much I love African music and how much we need to take this music to the world. And so this year I was very privileged to go to Nigeria and Mozambique and to discover the culture and the music and just the beauty of the people. And my hope is to take all these different cultures and really fuse it into the music that I wish to make and take it out to the rest of the world and just, you know, show people just how amazing this continent is, really.
All right. Siya, thank you so much for talking to us. Good luck on this trip. I'm so jealous. South African National Youth Orchestra-based trombonist Siyasanga Charles, who has been chosen for the incredibly prestigious Jeunesses Musicales Jazz Orchestra. She leaves on the 28th of June. Let's take an air break. We'll give you sports news after this. Stay with us.